single person is watching us.
Nobody is out there.
Hello! Except Wildixia!
On this Sunday afternoon.
Were you going by what?
I think I just heard myself from downstairs on my
okay.
TV. So I was very confused for a second. Hello, we are back for the Cosmos that we do with the Cosmos. Cosmosin. So looks like we got some people joining us live today, which is nice. And I will say this again later for the podcast recording portion of it that will actually go up on podcast stuff because this little pre-banter gets cut.
I think it should stay in, actually.
We will be having an episode next Sunday as well, because the following Sunday, May 7th, we will be moving into our new house.
Yeah, you will be.
So we won't be, we can't do anything that day.
We will be unloading a U-Haul at this point in exactly 2 weeks.
But I'll say it again, though. I'll talk about it later, maybe on the sign-off or something for the episode.
Oh, yeah, I think we... Oh, sorry.
You got stuff. Okay, you put some cream on your tat.
I did. I gotta keep them.
Oiled up your tat.
I gotta keep them. You know, when we go to see NoFX, Adam and Katie should go too.
Yeah. I mean, Adam would enjoy the show. I don't know how.
You know, Katie's punk. She's a whole
Katie's
punk.
a punk. Katie's a punk at heart. All right, should we get the show a rocking and a rolling and
Yeah, sure, we should do that.
Okay, all right, cool. My mom sent a picture of Jack, who apparently found some sun downstairs.
Okay. Hey, we have a show to do.
Oh, okay, but this is just adorable. Look at that little man right there sitting in the sun.
Did we stay in focus? We're still in focus, right?
We're still in focus.
Okay, everybody put the phones away.
All right.
Hey, Federico's with us.
Oh, cheers, Federico. We hope to see you again later.
Oh, okay.
Just got a high in
cheers.
the sky. You know what's in the sky. All right, ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Set. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cosmos with Cosmos. I'm Liz.
I'm Mike.
And Brayden's out on assignment in
Definitely
the down under. He's down undering right now.
He's
having a good
day,
mate. He's having a good day, mate, with the kangaroos
and the koalas.
And the koalas
with the chlamydia.
With the koalas with the chlamydia.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing.
He's going to be out for a while, so we might not see him again until June.
Yeah, and this episode's high in the sky. He has a totally different night sky down there.
Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
So everything that we're going to mention, well, aside from space news, but things we talk about, he may not even get to see it all.
Well, some of it.
Well...
Some of it.
Okay, maybe some of it. All right, anyway. All right, well, welcome to another edition of High in the Sky. We're going to talk a little bit of May, even though we're not in May yet, but we already kind of talked about April before, so we're going to go in a little May. And I got some good astronomy news, including a big bada boom that everyone already knows about, but we'll talk about
which we had to have a long conversation about with somebody in Oak Ridge.
But speaking of which, it is Cosmos. So, Mike, what are you drinking?
Speaking of the big boom, rapid unscheduled disassembly. That's what I got.
That's what's going to happen to you after you drink these drinks.
Maybe, but I hope not. No, it's got raspberry vodka. It has amaretto in it.
Amaretto.
Orange juice and cranberry juice. So I figured it'd be... I was looking for something as the temperature is rising. At least for us, I was looking... I mean, it's in the 60s today, so... I mean, it might as well be summertime at this point. And so I thought something that might be light and refreshing.
You know what? I was going with the same kind of feel. I am drinking what I'm calling the Age of Aquarius, even though it should be blue because Aquarius is the water bearer. Right. But it's not. It's basically a vanilla vodka, ginger beer, grenadine.
A lot of grenadine.
It's
got that. I'm surprised you said that was not sweet. But yeah, that's it.
I mean, it's sweet, but
okay.
It's not overly sweet. I wasn't wanting something too sweet, but
Yeah, the other night I had that orange cream. I had 2 drinks. I felt like I had to be.
Did you get a little sugar coma?
It was very sweet. It was very sweet.
That's that
I
orange
really should have just had one
flavored vodka.
Yeah, I really should have just had one, but I felt like I was, I was committed. That was my drink for the night, and so, but yeah. So Jack has.
I'm glad he explains it because he made a classico al cioccolato con Nicciola.
Where's Federico?
Hopefully Federico has left now and did not hear that butchering of his beautiful language.
But now he can come back.
Which is a fancy Italian mix of cocoa beans and hazelnuts. Just a little bit too fancy, but he needed to use it up. I think it sounds wonderful. I love hazelnuts and cocoa beans. You're not a big hazelnut fan.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah. But and your mom's got Earl Grey.
Earl Grey high. Because Katie's gonna grab a cider.
Because she said it as I walked up.
Cider sounds good. We have some cider left over from Christmas.
Yeah, to me, cider is it's very fall.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, we're moving into like Paloma territory.
Well, we're trying to move into Paloma and
yeah.
The weather is a little not wanting to, but
it's a roller coaster, but it seems to be on the okay. Anyway,
yes, okay. Follow us on all the things at Drinking Cosmos on Twitter and Cosmos with Cosmos everywhere else. And of course, check out Wildixia on Etsy, Wildixia, amazing art of one Katie Davison. And check out Ron Proctor's MrProctorShow.com. Oh no, Federico did hear my horrible Italian.
Actually, Federico, would be a really great idea.
Yeah, a little Italian pronunciation lesson.
I think we need to get like on a Zoom with
Federico. That's just what if you do this with the hand, then it's immediately we're doing an Italian accent.
I know, right?
Look, just don't Anyway, if we mention Star Trek. No, I'm sorry, just kidding.
No,
if we mention Star
one.
Wars, if we have puppies barking, if we mention Lord of the Rings, take a drink. It's a little drinking game rules.
Yeah, and if you're in Southwest Iowa, check out Jack's Planetarium.
Oh, you meant sponsored. Yes, Rolling Bluffs Planetarium.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we're all over the place.
We should have M42 Creative actually be a sponsor.
Also follow M42 Creative at cosmoswithcosmos.com. All right.
Do we have a fault? What? Okay. Anyway.
Let's get high in the sky without getting high at all.
Well, I mean, we're in Oregon. It's legal.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
We are in a very blue state. Love this state. State.
That's true. So, planets up there, constellations up there. Those are some of the things that you can check out at night. The further away, as we've talked about before, from a city that you live, then the more you're going to be able to see. We, in a couple weeks, are moving to a very darker sky area. We're very excited
when it's not cloudy.
to hopefully be able to see the Milky Way again at night.
Yeah, I even bought a green laser pointer.
He did buy a green laser pointer so we can point stuff out in the sky.
Yeah, and I got it. I really got it.
To mess with the FAA. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Oh, God, no. Please don't say that. They're going to have SWAT just come through the building.
No, they're not. Don't shine laser pointers at planes.
It is, I got it so that when your mom comes over or we're, here, we can point things out for your mom and she can see it. And all the neighbors are going to call the police because they're going to see these green lasers going up, but, whatever.
Oh, well. The one guy with a telescope in the neighborhood,
he'll know.
He'll know. He'll get it. He'll know what's it about. All right. Well, at the beginning of May, and I guess end of April, we got the Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn.
All just hanging out?
In the western part of the sky. Going on down. Start of morning. Oh, I'm sorry. This is morning. Just kidding. In the morning. Start of morning twilight. What's morning twilight? I guess that's pre-sunrise.
Couple hours before
sunrise. I never thought about morning twilight before. A twilight to me is always
when the sun sets.
When the sun sets is twilight. I never thought about reverse twilight, basically.
God damn it, that should be
Reverse
a drink
twilight?
name.
All right, I'm renaming my drink. Reverse twilight. New drink name. And they'll be east, slightly northeast. Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn. In fact, at the end of May 29th, so still over a month away from now, Mercury will be at its greatest elongation. This means that it's basically the furthest away from the sun as it can appear in our sky. So it's the best time to see it. Because Mercury being the closest planet to the sun, it stays pretty low on the horizon. What?
It's just that. I guess everybody knows you got a drink in your hand.
Yes. It's for the audio listeners, so they know.
They know. This is real. We do real drinking on this show.
But as I was saying, as I have said before, Mercury's hard to spot.
It's very hard to spot.
It stays low on the horizon. If you got a lot of stuff on your horizon, like hills, it's very tough to get a look at Mercury. But May 29th, it'll have its furthest distance away from the sun in our sky, so it's the best time to try and check it out above the eastern horizon.
We won't be able to see it. We're gonna have to go down into the valley.
Yeah, maybe. It reaches a greatest western elongation of 24.9 degrees from the sun. How much is a fist? 13? A 5?
Oh crap. So your thumb can fit over the moon. That's half a degree. Right? I think that, so 2.5 degrees?
Right? Is you put like a fist up and you measure it or something?
So, I don't know.
I don't remember. Okay. I thought you would remember better than I.
And it really and truly depends on how big your fist is, how long your arm is.
Well, that's right, because, your fist is going to be bigger than, say, Katie's fist.
It's a rough guide.
Katie's got small hands.
Okay.
Small but mighty. Anyway.
I'm glad. I like how you pulled that back.
There's nothing wrong with small hands.
Tiny hands.
Tiny hands. The moon, Venus, and Mars, towards the end of May, they're going to be hanging out in sort of the west-northwest for the evening twilight, standard twilight, regular twilight. Is where you'll be able to find that. Yeah. In fact, now currently, you can find Venus very, very bright in the nighttime sky, second brightest object in the nighttime sky next to the moon, and it's setting in the west with Taurus the Bull and the Pleiades.
I had to think about that for a second. I missed nighttime sky. I missed that part.
Oh, nighttime sky? What did you hear me say?
Not nighttime sky. So what I heard was second brightest in the sky.
Oh.
And that's just because the script in my head always in the planetarium was always third brightest object in the sky, sun, moon, and so I missed the nighttime part.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. See, so I am still
correct. You're always correct.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes, Katie, Taurus, your constellation, your
astrological sign,
and
we know astrological signs are just spot on.
How dare you? Get out of here. Get out of here. But Taurus is a wintertime constellation, so it's heading on out. It's going to be disappearing from the night sky for the season. It'll be up during the daytime, but you can't see it because the sun.
Oh, actually, you can. You can see Venus. So if you can block out the sun.
No, Taurus.
Oh, Taurus. I thought you were talking about Venus. Sorry.
No, I went to Taurus.
My mistake.
You gotta listen to me. You gotta get in the game. Get in the game. Focus.
I am, since I did the elliptical this morning, I have been out of it.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway.
Some constellations then that are coming up that are getting higher in the sky in the evening. You have the Summer Triangle, which is not a constellation. It's an asterism. It's 3 constellations that the brightest stars within those constellations make a big triangle known as the Summer Triangle. And you have Deneb in Cygnus the Swan. You have Vega in Lyra the Harp. And you have Altair in Aquila the Eagle. Aquila?
It's a
It's a weird one.
Federico, let us know.
Is that Italian?
No, but Federico, I mean, to be honest, Federico...
He'll know pronunciations better
knows
than
the pronunciations.
Americans.
We're American, to be honest. We're dumb.
We're little Americans. So the Summer Triangle is rising up there, and so it's in a light polluted area. It stands out fairly nicely. Those three bright stars. You may not be able to make out like the rest of those constellations. Well, Aquila is pretty dim. I'd say Cygnus the Swan looks like a cross.
In fact, it's called the Northern Cross.
It's called another asterism known as the Northern Cross. And Lyra looks like a little fish or bow tie or something up there. And it stands out fairly good in a light polluted sky, I'd say.
Well, yeah, especially Vega, though. Yeah. Vega does. But fun facts, if you saw the movie Contact, the alien signal comes from the star Vega.
Hey!
Yeah, and that's why they had, like, the Vega car and all that kind of stuff in the movie.
And in roughly 12,000 years from now, Vega is going to be the closest star to the North Celestial Pole, and it will be the new North Star. It will take over from Polaris because the Earth wobbles on its axis in what's called precession.
Yeah, and so wait up, and you'll be able to see that.
Yeah, check it out. 12,000 years from now. Mark your calendars. Set a Google reminder.
Also, Vega is a standard star in that it's used to kind of set the brightness for other stars. Also, Cygnus X1, the first black hole ever confirmed, is in Cygnus the Swan down there at head.
So the Summer Triangle, it's got some good shit in it. It's got some good stuff in it.
And the Ring Nebula's in there, too.
Oh, yeah, the Ring Nebula. These are going to be rising later in the evening now, since they are more summertime constellations, so they'll get higher and higher earlier and earlier as we progress more into the summer months. It changes, the North Star changes basically noticeably, I would say, every few tens of thousands of years.
I mean, even if you go back 5,000 years to the ancient Egyptians, it's
different. I mean, it's a slow change, and it's actually going to be, Vega's going to be the furthest star from the North Celestial Pole that we've had in, I think, our human life's history.
Well, within recorded history.
Within recorded history. So, whereas Polaris is pretty close to the North Celestial Pole, whereas if you take a time lapse of it, you see a little bit of movement as it circles the pole. But Vega, it's going to have a noticeable circle, a noticeable movement around that North Celestial Pole.
Yeah, and so it changes a little bit every year. As we make our way towards Vega.
Yeah. But you know what? South Pole, no pole star.
Yet. Not right now, though.
Yeah, but it could. I don't even know.
I think there's
one that's going to be coming up.
I think they got bright ones that get near it.
They eventually will get a pole star.
Yeah, where's Brandon when you need him? He's in Australia. He should know this stuff.
All right, let's talk some sky events coming up in May. We got on May 5th, the day we close on our house, a full moon. Hopefully that's a good sign.
Good omen.
A good omen, I should say. And this full moon, known by Native Americans as the flower moon, because this is the time, this is when flowers start to spring into abundance, because it's spring.
And there's a shit ton in California.
April showers bring May flowers.
You can see the flowers in California from space.
Oh, all the blooms of them?
Yeah, because of the really insanely wet winter they had.
Yeah. That'll be really pretty. It's also known as the corn planting moon and the milk moon.
Neither of which we'll do at our new house.
Milk moon. That's
kind of fun. Why the milk moon? I can understand.
Corn planting, because harvesting, and this is when you want to plant the corns.
So
milk moon, I don't know, maybe
best time to
milk your cows.
Maybe, I don't know.
Cows are in prime milking season in May.
All the time. I don't. But wouldn't they all the time be in the?
Yeah, I would think so. But also on May 5th, there is a penumbral lunar eclipse. So this isn't a total lunar eclipse. It's sort of passing through like the outer bit of the Earth's shadow. And like a partial shadow. And so it'll darken the moon slightly, but not completely. And it will be visible throughout all of Asia and Australia.
But he'll be back.
Oh, yeah, he'll be back. He'll miss it. Oh, man. He gets back on the 1st.
Gets back on the 1st,
Oh, man. And parts of Eastern Europe and Eastern
But I think
Africa.
he turns around and he goes, like, to Bangladesh or something. So he might see it.
So he might still get to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
It was his choice to travel that, though.
And also,
we got
May
more?
5th and 6th.
Okay, we have a lot of stuff on those.
I know, what a weekend. It's the Edda Awkward's meteor shower. Age of Aquarius.
Aquarius?
What did I say?
I can't even pronounce it. So it's
Aquarids?
Aquarius?
No, it's just Aquarids. Not Aquarids. Aquarids.
Okay.
So this meteor shower, looks like it's coming from the direction of Aquarius, the water bearer constellation. Fairly dim constellation though, so it's not something that's easy to make out in like a light polluted sky. Yeah, it's an above average meteor shower, so it produces up to 60 meteors per hour at its peak. Most of the activity
That's from a dark location, though, guys.
Yeah. Most of its activity is seen in the southern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, its activity reaches about 30 per hour. And it's produced by dust particles left behind by Comet Halley.
Oh, it's Halley's comet.
It's Halley's debris. Halley's comet debris.
Does it... All right, so the peak is the 5th and the 6th?
So the peak is the 5th and the 6th. It runs from April 19th to May 28th.
Okay, so...
So it goes for a while.
So the night of 2 weeks from today, we can step out.
But on May 5th, you also have a full moon, which is also going to hinder the visibility of those meteors.
Yeah, so you're fucked.
So... but of course, if you stick it out, if you just hang out there, then you might get to see some.
Okay, I do feel like we need to do a PSA for how to observe
meteor showers. Oh, maybe we'll do a shot. We'll do a shot episode on how to observe meteor showers.
Okay, then we will need to get that out soon.
Okay, then we won't. Then we'll do a special episode.
Let's just do both.
Okay.
All right. So,
are you doing it right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Because, all right. Well, if you go out and you watch a meteor shower, really and truly, best thing to do, drive out to a dark location.
Bring warm clothes.
Blanket. Yeah, and really just get on the hood of your car.
Just lay down.
And lay down and look up. If you don't want to get on the hood of your car, then you can get some lawn chairs and just lean back. The last thing that you want to do is just go out, stand up in your backyard and look directly up, because your neck is going to get sore after a while. And laying back like in a lawn chair gives you kind of just a really big view of the sky. And just take some music, take some drinks. Okay, well, give yourself time after you've had a drink to be able to drive home. But just go out there and enjoy. And look at the stars. There's planets that are up there. And
I bet you spot more than just meteors, like some satellites.
Satellites, yeah, definitely.
Maybe the ISS, if the ISS is in position to fly overhead. Definitely some satellites. Yep. We do have. I got some lounge chairs that we can use. That we can.
Oh my gosh, Liz has been on a buying spree. Our house, she has nested.
That's what we got, Jack. We got the 0G lounge chairs.
If Liz and I have a human fur baby, I can't even imagine what nesting she's going to go through.
Jack should just be happy I haven't dressed him up as much as he deserves to be dressed up as. All right, let's move on to breaking astronomy news. That was my.
I was like, are we trying to do Sputnik? What are we doing?
That was my newscast. News bulletin sound effects. The ESA. Oh God. The ESA, European...
You need some help?
Space Agency, JUICE mission.
Juice?
It's juiced up and heading to Jupiter to study Jupiter's icy moons. They're juicy.
Juicy.
The juicy moons.
Well, it's just
We're gonna get the
juice.
juice.
It's not really juice.
We're gonna get the juice on what's going on with those moons.
They could have called it juicy with 2 E's and explore. It seems it really is forced. This one is really forced, but it's good.
Fun.
Juice.
It's gonna take 8 years to get to Jupiter.
Take a while.
It was just launched on April 14th. And it's going to study Europa, Callisto, and Ganymede, these large icy moons of Jupiter.
What do those moons have in common?
Ice.
Oceans.
Underneath the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not going to go to Io because it's just all volcanoes.
Yeah.
Not good for possibility of habitability.
Mm-mm.
And it's actually will perform the first ever Earth Moon dual gravity assist flybys in August of 2024, followed, this seems like a roundabout ass way to get to Jupiter, but followed by a Venus flyby and then 2 more Earth flybys before reaching Jupiter in 2031. Is this to save like gas and to really propel it?
Yeah.
Get good
saves gas.
Saves gas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Going a long way to save gas, basically.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
I mean, they use them all the time.
Yeah.
So even the Voyagers did it.
Yeah.
They got really lucky with the alignment with Voyagers to be able to use gravitational assist. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to take as much fuel.
Slingshot effect, yeah, Mom.
Yeah, and so you don't have to take as much fuel, and it takes a long time. It takes longer to get there, but it doesn't cost as much.
Yeah. So in 8 years, juice gets to Jupiter. Jupiter gets some juice.
I mean,
you won't be here in 8
so,
years.
That is so far into the future.
Okay. So when it gets to Jupiter, eventually, it's going to make detailed observations of Jupiter itself and these ocean-bearing moons. And it has a suite of technology, remote sensing, geophysical instruments, and it's going to characterize these moons as both planetary objects and possible habitats.
Okay.
And it's going to explore Jupiter's complex environment in depth and study the wider Jupiter system as an archetype for gas giants across the universe.
All right. Yeah. We definitely need that because we're finding all these Jupiter-sized objects.
Yeah, they seem to be
more prevalent than we thought.
Yeah, we're like, it's got the juice, Adam. It's got the juice. It's got the juice. Anyway. Next bit of moon, China.
Okay.
China selected an asteroid for a deflection test. It's gonna be hitting an asteroid, just like we did.
Just like we did.
It's gonna hit an asteroid and see if it gets if it moves it and how much it moves it by. It's a near Earth object 2019 VL5 will be the target of a dual spacecraft asteroid deflection and observation test. It's going to launch in 2025. The impactor spacecraft will smash into the roughly 100-foot asteroid to attempt to alter its velocity, and then another spacecraft will observe basically the impact and evaluate the effects of it.
How big was Didymos? How big was Diddy?
I don't remember how big Diddy was. I don't know. So I'm going to Google how big Didymos is.
You know, the thing is...
Didymos.
Yeah, something like that. So...
That's the one we crashed into.
Yeah. They weren't expecting to get data as quickly as they got with Diddy. But they were able to quickly verify that it did, in fact. So I asked because is this roughly the same size? And so it would be a great data point. To go with
our crash test.
That DART mission.
Yeah,
was it DART?
It was DART.
But if it's bigger,
dual
it gives us
asteroid redirect
something.
Or
but if it's bigger, then that gives us yet another. All right, Google says 525 feet. So this is going to be in small. This is going to be smaller.
Kilo corgis. Instead of Skittles for mass, kilo corgis.
Okay. And it also says that Diddy's half a mile. Is that what that says?
And it also says half a mile.
Okay, well, that both can't be right.
Both can't be right.
I mean, 525 and half a mile. Oh, it's probably. Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
A is half a mile, and B is 525.
Yeah, Diddy orbits another asteroid.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's a moon.
It's
an asteroid. Mooneroid.
Just
welcome
the
to Cosmos
middle
with
schooler,
Cosmos, everyone.
The middle schooler in my brain. Just both of those.
Speaking of destruction, SpaceX's Starship had a, what's it called?
A rapid unscheduled disassembly, which is the greatest definition of an explosion.
of an explosion. Yes, we've had a rapid unscheduled disassembly, folks.
That is a marketing team. Those are rocket scientists that had a good sense of humor with that.
Look, let's make it sound good. Let's make it sound planned yet unplanned.
Rapid, unexpected disassembly.
The super heavy booster in Starship, they lifted off on April 20th from the Starbase facilities in Boca Chica, Texas, and self-destructed several minutes after taking off. There's still, I guess Musk had said in some press conference that it had a 50% chance of actually working from the get-go anyway.
Yeah, but
But you said they found out what the problem was, right?
No, the guy in Oak Ridge said they found out what the problem was.
Oh, the random grocery store clerk we were talking to.
All we wanted was a drink. That's all we wanted. And this guy comes up to us in Oak Ridge, and he sees my tattoos, and he wants to talk about. He wanted to talk about SpaceX and rockets and video games eventually, but he said that he asked if I watched the launch, and I was like, no, but it blew up. And he was talking about how you could see that not all of the, I think he called them cones, fired, and so there was a lot of shaking, and it blew up. And so, I mean, that might be true. But the thing is you learn from it. So even if it's a 50-50 chance, as long as it's not crude.
Yes. And that's the point, is to get all these tests out of the way and figure out, have it explode and have all these failings happen before you have actual people in it.
And to be honest, you don't want every mission to be just smooth by the book. You want something to happen. I mean, not necessarily every time it blows up, but I mean, because it's an opportunity to learn. And it's like, what's his face, Edison, saying that he didn't fail at making a light bulb 100 times.
No, he just stole the idea from everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But, he found 99 ways of not to do it. So it's, yeah,
But his own idea ain't one.
Yeah.
It left a huge crater underneath where on the launch pad, which is interesting. So there you go. That's and this is a Starship. Is that the one taking Artemis out?
No. This is the one that's supposed to take SpaceX astronauts to the moon.
Just directly to the moon.
Yeah. So this is going. Artemis has that Boeing rocket.
Oh, Artemis is using Boeing. Okay.
So yeah, no, this is Musk's dream of getting astronauts to the moon. And
send them off in a Tesla.
Yeah. And the guy at the grocery store was like, I even think they put like a ton of bricks on it, and I'm like, I doubt they put a ton of bricks. That doesn't make any sense.
Why would they put a ton of bricks on
it? To add weight, to test the weight. And I was just like, they wouldn't know. No, they would put a friggin' Tesla on there. They wouldn't put a ton of bricks.
You guys grab the bricks. We're gonna add some weight to this thing. All right, on to some actual in-space news. The most distant pair of supermassive black holes were discovered and offer a unique insight into how galaxies merge. Found this article on space.com, I think. So Yu-Ching Chen of the University of Illinois published an article in Nature.
University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Urbana-Champaign.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically discovered this black hole pair seen at a time when the universe was only 3 billion years old.
Which ain't that
baby.
old.
It's 13.8 billion years old now, and it was only 3 billion years old.
It was 10 billion years ago.
It was 10 billion years ago. And this is actually a period, apparently, known as Cosmic Noon.
Cosmic Noon.
Oh, that should have been the name of my drink. Damn it, Cosmic Noon.
We can change it.
I changed it again. My drink's now called Cosmic Noon. Jack says about space, that rocket was weighted down with fat lipode from a 6-state area would be equally probable. God, I wonder how... Never mind. I'm not even gonna ask. How many pounds of fat gets lipoed out of people every day? Anyway, Cosmic Noon. Cosmic Noon. A period called...
I gotta look that up. I saw it, and then I'm like, I need to look that up.
It's a period of the universe when galaxies were growing and forming stars at an exceptional rate. So it's like just this crazy...
Is it because, at noon, the sun is the highest, so
maybe so this is like
the brightest.
Peak. Yeah, so maybe this is like a peak kind of...
Okay. No, I can understand that. I get it. Mm-hmm. I meant to look it up, but then... Yeah. Like I said, I've been out of it.
It's when, galaxies were having, quick draws all over the place. Instead of high noon, it's cosmic noon. Star formation. Stars.
Shooting exoplanets at each other.
Yeah. So a black hole merger, or I'm sorry, a galactic... Were you looking at ghosts?
No, I was like, I would like that fan to be on.
Oh, okay. Do you want to turn it on?
Later.
A galactic merger can feed a black hole, and this basically turns it into an active galactic nucleus, or an AGN, which is like this bright beacon that's visible across vast distances, which is how they're able to spot these mergers. However, they use a bunch of different telescopes and methods and sky surveys in order to refine, what they're looking at, and to kind of make sure what they're seeing is actually what they think they're seeing and not something else. And so these distant black hole pairs, they're so close together that it's difficult to tell them apart. And so Chen's team, they search for black hole duos by...
Did you say how far away they are from each other?
I am going to. They look for these active galactic nuclei, and they have like a telltale flicker to them, apparently. And that's because they don't they're feeding, right? They're feeding on this material. They have all this stuff falling into them, but they're messy eaters. The stuff's flying out all over the place. Like, they're getting shit all over their face. It's like a 2-year-old, with some spaghetti. And so there's like the light that shines from them isn't steady. There's a flicker to them, and so if there are 2 black holes rather than just one, they'll appear as like a slightly elongated blob of light in the sky, but they flicker independently from one another. Right. So they can observe those different flickerings. And they use the ESA's Gaia satellite, which measures the positions of objects in the sky with exquisite precision.
I was hoping you'd use exquisite.
Exquisite precision. It's very elegant. And these black holes in this system are 10,000 light years apart. Mm-hmm. For comparison, our solar system is 26,000 light years from our central black hole at the center of our Milky Way galaxy. And they do have similar masses to each other, both 1.5 billion times the mass of the sun. 1.5 billion times the mass of our sun. And they estimate that this pair will take a few 100 million years to spiral together.
Which means that they've already spiraled together.
It's already happened. We just haven't seen it yet because of time and distance.
This was basically 10 billion years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine the gravitational waves that came out of that thing?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that those two flickering little black holes are now no longer two but
They're
one.
just one big galaxy.
Yeah.
With a
So
huge ass central black hole.
yeah. So
That's
I mean,
probably
it's
calmed down a bit, maybe.
oh, at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because
It's full now. It's like, all right.
yeah, well, it's cleared its local neighborhood, and so all the other stars that are going around it are like they have stable orbits and stuff. And I mean, it was just stuff falling into it, and that's why when you look at the early universe, you see a lot of active nuclei. We also call them quasars,
Quasi-stellar
radio objects. Yeah. And so they're very bright in the radio waves, and basically these are black holes that have been feeding. And I love how we have really embraced the monsterness of black holes, and we give them human traits, and they're feeding.
They're like vampires.
Yes, they're feeding. They're feeding on the stars and the planets that are around them, and I mean it's really, yeah,
Because they're terrifying. Because if you think about a black hole too long, your brain melts and you just die.
yeah, I mean, but they're fascinating. They really are fascinating, and there's a reason why, to me. Oh, Brandon's with us.
Hey, good day from the land down under.
And there's a reason why they are just among my most favorite objects in the universe, and so they're the simplest objects in the universe. And
well, I put this in for you because I knew you love black holes. So I was
yes,
like,
no, I
here's
appreciate
something
that.
fun. Weej. I mean, you're technically in the wrong country for Weej, but that's an inside joke between us.
Well, they say it the
Everybody
same
out there.
way.
That's true. I guess they do say it the same way. The next story. Now, remember, we did talk about, I think, a little bit ago, where some researchers was, comparing some old imagery from Magellan that observed Venus and was like, hey, we have active volcanism on Venus. Well, another scientist got real bored during the pandemic. Rebecca Hahn of Washington University in St. Louis, she got really bored.
Not where I thought it was going to be.
I know. And basically, she created...
She got really bored? Is that what you said?
Yeah, she got bored during the pandemic.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And basically, she created a new catalog of all of Venus's volcanoes. She took the highest resolution imagery available of Venus's surface from the Magellan spacecraft, which was 30 years ago, put it into a mapping software that's used by like engineers and city planners. She mapped every single volcano that was visible in these grainy black and white images by hand.
That is insane.
She went through. It took her 2 years.
And
It took her 2 years, and she has created the most detailed and complete map of volcanoes on the surface of Venus ever made, possibly surpassing that of any other planet, including Earth. It lists the size and location of 85,000 individual volcanoes, 50 times more than the most comprehensive previous catalog. 85,000 volcanoes on the surface of Venus.
But it's cataloged more volcanoes there than even on Earth.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
that is crazy.
Yes. And the volcanoes on Venus are interesting because this is going to be in kilometers. You'll have to American for it. But are either less than 5 kilometers
3.5
in diameter or more than 100 kilometers across.
Oh, I thought it said 10.
100.
100, so that's 66 miles.
Very few in between sizes. So they're either small or really big.
And also, the volcanoes on Venus are pancake shaped. So they're very flat. That is because of the Venus is popping. That is because of the pressure, the weight of the atmosphere. And so you don't have a lot of explosive events for volcanoes on Venus. So the just because of the weight of the atmosphere, so the lava really just kind of oozes and pancakes out.
I mean, women are from Venus, and we have a very subtle anger, a very subtle, I don't know, I was gonna, subtle explosivity.
Like, where are we going with this?
The large volcanoes also seem to be clustered toward the equator. None of them at the South Pole, and relatively few near the North Pole.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so a lot of, and there's no rhyme or reason to them, really. Like here on Earth, there's geologic processes on the Earth kind of dictate how the volcanoes, erupt and when they erupt and kind of where they're located with our tectonic plates. The Ring of Fire. Mm-hmm. Volcanoes,
which is where we live now,
all around the Ring of Fire. But researchers haven't found any obvious global scale trends with these volcanoes.
Except that that there's none at the South Pole, very few at the North Pole. It's very interesting that they're lining up on the equator.
On the equator, yeah.
So I really would love to know the physics of that.
85,000 volcanoes.
Yeah, and what did we do in our pandemic? We got bored and did a podcast. That's what we did.
We did this. We played Elden Ring. Or no, wait. We played.
No, Elden Ring was the past year.
Yeah. What did we do? Well, I don't know. Not map out all the volcanoes on Venus's surface. Man, so and at least 30 years ago there was still some volcanic activity happening. So
that's awesome that volcanism on Venus Venus volcanism has shown up, here a lot lately.
Yeah.
85,000 volcanoes. That's a lot
of volcanoes.
So
anyway,
cool.
Yeah, that's the space news. That's what we're rocking and rolling with on this High in the Sky. So when you go outside in the evening now, and you look to the west or high in the western sky, and you see that bright object of Venus, you can just look at it and be like, "There's 85,000 motherfucking volcanoes on it right now." Brandon asked, did you talk about that paper talking about axions being possibly a better match than WIMPs for dark matter? No, I didn't see that, Brandon. Maybe we would have if somebody was on assignment.
Hey, send us the paper really quick. Send it to us.
That sounds like something in Hangover we can talk about.
Yeah, but he has to send it to us. I'll look it up.
Supplementary articles, supplementary news in the Hangover.
Yeah, but it's all on Brandon to get it to us.
It's all on Brandon.
Yeah.
Will he get it to us?
And
will we know?
And I also asked him to put the title for the Netflix documentary in the chat, and he hasn't done it yet.
What's the Netflix documentary?
I didn't see this. He rewatched a black hole documentary on Netflix, and it's one of his favorite.
Oh, okay.
And then your mom was like, "I'll have to watch it," and I was like, "You need to put it in there."
Brandon says the southern sky is great. We mentioned that you had view of the southern sky and what we were talking about in the northern hemisphere, except for the Aquarids. The meteor shower, but you won't be there anymore.
No.
What else was not going to be there?
It was
the penumbral lunar eclipse.
It was a lunar eclipse.
Yeah, you'll miss the penumbral lunar eclipse on the.
And you need to get a picture of the large and small Magellanic Cloud and send it to us.
And for those listening on the podcast, Brandon is in chat, and we are talking to him via the chat.
Yes. And, I was so disappointed when I went to New Zealand, and it was clear on the first day, and I had a stupid War of the Worlds meeting, and then it was clear. It was cloudy for the rest of the time, and I did not get to see anything through the observatory.
Brandon said the southern sky is like looking at a mirror and not recognizing the face.
Oh, that's poetic. That's good.
Of course it's poetic. He's a writer. Writes things.
That's that's a good description.
Yeah. Anyway, should we go to the Hangover?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do this.
All right.
Oh, he missed the annular eclipse by a few hours.
Oh, damn. Well, for those of you out there listening to us or watching to this later, thanks for joining us.
Talk about next week.
On this episode of High in the Sky for May. We'll have another High in the Sky. We'll probably talk about some more May stuff since it will be in May when we have our next High in the Sky episode. We will be having a live episode on next Sunday, the...
Whatever it is. What's the name? Is it the 22nd, 29th?
30th of April, maybe? Where we are going to be talking about how we measure stuff in the universe, because we will be 30th, we will be off on May 7th because we will be moving into our house. So episodes will be moved up a week from that. And our schedule kind of altered after that. So
join us next week. I was thinking about this this morning. Is like, how a great topic might be just really and truly how astronomers measure the universe. And so not only how do we get distances from things, but how do we actually study these stars and galaxies and black holes, and how do we map out these volcanoes on Venus and that type of thing.
That'd be fun. So join us for that live on YouTube next Sunday. Otherwise, follow us on all the things. Check us out on Spotify, which Anchor FM is now a Spotify podcast, I guess. So
so definitely
Google Podcast, Apple Podcast,
but definitely
YouTube.
on Spotify. Like us, subscribe, or follow, whatever it is on Spotify. I think it's follow. But also tell your friends to follow us on Spotify, even if they don't listen. Because that really helps us out. So
yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us. And if you're with us live, stick around. We will be right back for The Hangover.
Cheers, everybody.
We will see you in a minute. Oh no, my app ended. Oh gosh. No, my easy way to... All right. Be right back. To be fair, Jack, he did help us move out of our Utah house. Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back to the Hangover with Cosmos.
And so Brandon did help us move.
Did help us move out of Utah.
He did help us move out, and we paid him with pizza and maybe some alcohol. I don't remember, but there was definitely pizza involved. And
actually, I think he brought us alcohol.
That might be
because
what
we
it was.
had packed up all of our
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. It was packed up. But he won't be helping us move into our new house. However, for me, the in-laws will.
Yes, it will be podcast mom and dad that will be helping us move into the house.
And so
pizza
and back pain.
Back pain, as is tradition. Yes.
Oh, and a neighbor helped, and
yeah.
It aggravated me to no end the way it was packed in the truck, but I was so thankful for his help.
Mm-hmm. But luckily, Mike will pack the U-Haul this time, and you get to do it to your specifications.
And I do have a bigger truck to deal with.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yes. Well, pizza. Are we getting pizza, or are we gonna go to the that pub?
I thought we were gonna get pizza.
Oh, are we gonna get pizza? Okay, we'll get pizza.
I'm fine with going to the pub now.
Yeah, they do have a pizza place, so we have to check out the pizza place. So, small mountain town. We'll see how good the pizza is.
Yeah.
But Jack, if you wanna come to Oak Ridge, Oregon, you're more than welcome to help us move on Sunday, May 7th.
Yeah. You can fly into Redmond. We'll pick you up. Or you can fly into Eugene and we'll go pick you up there.
Yeah.
If you fly into Redmond, you're going to be like in a car or a U-Haul.
You know what? We actually do need a bigger truck because we actually have more stuff that we are moving into the new house than we left.
You keep
with,
buying
Utah.
stuff.
I know. Well, because we need things. We have all hardwood flooring, bamboo flooring. We need rugs.
We do need a lot of rugs. And a few minutes ago, I was thinking about the exercise bike. We need to put something under the exercise bike.
We have one. We have that pad.
Yeah. But
well, I bought that thing.
Now we have to really think about that stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, Brandon sent, if you were with us for or saw or listened to the main episode for High in the Sky, May 2023, at the end of the episode, Brandon hopped in from Australia and mentioned an article about wimps being maybe more wimpy with dark energy. Dark matter. And so we sent Mike that article. So Mike is looking... I'm
trying to read it and kind of not listen to you. So I can understand what they're saying.
I'm not listening.
And your mom just laughed.
She's they're a little bit delayed. Dark something. I know, dark something. Something we don't know really much about. First of all, I'd like to know what an axion is, because I'm not sure I know what an axion is.
All right, on the simplest level, it's an extremely light particle with no spin that acts as a force carrier. And they were originally proposed to...
Is it a Jedi? Oh, no, Jedis...
Yeah, so they're midi-chlorian. They were originally proposed to ensure that quantum chromodynamics, which describes the behavior of the strong force that holds protons and neutrons together, doesn't break the conservation of charge parity.
I think I understood maybe 1% of what you said. I understood certain vocabulary words.
So quantum chromodynamics was basically it's the quantum physics of quarks.
Okay. Is this where Ant-Man hangs out? Goes to?
Quantum mania, whatever. Whatever that. Yeah, I mean, he went down into it. He's Ant-Man. He's neither. He's an ant.
Yes, fancy physics man. Take it away.
So, I don't think they have found these things though.
So are these hypothetical? These axions?
I think they are. I don't recall them being actually discovered. And so they are hypothetical objects right now, I think.
Right. Quark is on DS9.
However, though, it looks like that they could be a potential solution to dark matter. All right, so it looks like, but the behavior was better explained by heavy particles, which are weakly interacting massive particles. Axions were expected to be on the lighter side. So, I mean, I'm going to have to read this a little bit more in depth, but it looks like they might be making a comeback because WIMPs are...
Don't call it a comeback.
Huh?
What? Don't call it a comeback.
Okay. All right. WIMPs, weakly interactive massive particles. These are, they make it sound like these are huge particles.
Okay, I'm going to slow that down. WIMPs, weakly interacting massive particles.
So these are quantum particles, and they're massive. So they have gravity. I mean, all particles have gravity, but these are a little bit more massive, and so they collectively have a lot of gravity, which could explain dark matter. But the weakly interacting part means that they don't interact with normal matter really and truly at all that often. Pretty much, yeah. So the only way that they interact with normal matter is through gravity, and so like our protons, like my protons, are interacting with other protons nearby with a strong force.
Interacting with my protons?
No, but yeah, they are. No, they are. Oh. They are interacting with each other through the electromagnetic force, and so they're sharing virtual photons, which is the carrier of the electromagnetic force, and so they are interacting with each other, and so they're interacting that way. They're interacting with gravity. They're interacting with a strong force. But with if you have a WIMP come nearby, it's only going to interact with all of our little protons through gravity and not with the electromagnetic force and stuff like that. And then on the larger side, you have what's called machos, which are massive compact halo objects. So these are going to be in the halos of galaxies and things. So these are big things.
Big things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but there's no evidence for those. And so machos went away.
Pick on the WIMPs at all?
Machos went away. WIMPs, until they went away. The WIMPs kicked sand in their face, and now it looks like the Axions might be kicking sand in the face of the WIMPs.
They need to make the name go with the machos and WIMPs. What can go with machos and WIMPs instead of Axions?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, because WIMPs are WIMPs are quantum particles.
Nerds.
No, I should have gotten you some
on
ice.
the wimpies. No, it's okay.
WIMPs are quantum particles, basically, and Axions are as well. And so, I mean, it's bullies.
The bullies.
Well, except you need an A in there.
The machos are also kind of, I would say, could be categorized as bullies. So.
I mean, every so often they talk about, when it comes to dark matter, machos, and machos went away pretty quickly just because they're not really seeing any evidence for machos. I mean,
so like they don't exist, like it's not a thing.
They don't think that machos are responsible for. They're not saying that you don't have these compact halo objects in these compact objects, and when they say compact objects, you're talking black holes, neutron stars, things like that. But that's ordinary matter, right? And so,
well, you know what, Brandon, I got a Macho Man Jackie Savage right there for you. There's a Macho Man Jackie Savage right there.
And so machos went away. WIMPs were also theorized, and I just
it is all in the tude. It's all in the tude, dude. All in the tude.
Yeah, I'm looking for new physics.
You're looking for new physics?
I'm looking for new physics.
You want new physics?
Yeah, because new physics is to me very punk rock, and it's gonna.
What kind of new physics? Is it wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey physics, or?
Well,
is it like
the thing is nobody knows what this new physics looks like.
Physics?
Oh no, there's no synthesizers in physics.
Particles can come in waves. Can't they?
They can. You have the whole particle wave duality.
Yeah, see, new wave physics. Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, and I spilled on myself.
Well, it's because you're doing all this dramatic stuff.
Yes, because that is my MO.
So, I mean, you did show me some new physics. Right before the show, your mom showed me some new physics. And,
my mom showed you new physics?
Well, she showed, all right, so what she showed was an article that she got from social media from somewhere, and basically it was, you do need your mom. Yes, you do. She needs your mom. And so
always need my mama.
Yeah, so basically it was talking about these really bright objects that exceed brightness that we think they should have, and also still exist.
What could the possible brightest thing ever possibly be? How bright can something get?
I'm gonna say either supernovae, at least in the current modern universe, would be supernovae, where it outshines an entire galaxy. But in the early universe, those quasars. But it also depends on how you're defining brightness. Right. Are you just defining like visible light?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you defining the entire electromagnetic spectrum?
Oh, yeah. I guess it would have to be the entire electromagnetic. I'm thinking, blinding light, but obviously, it would have to be the entire electromagnetic spectrum involved, because your highest energy is going to be gamma. Can there be a higher than gamma?
At this point, you're just saying it's varying degrees of gamma rays.
Oh,
is really what it is.
Okay. And there's no way there could be anything higher than gamma, because we would have seen it, or maybe we just haven't.
No, we just haven't defined it that way.
Oh, okay.
You can take like X-rays and kind of break them out a little bit and say you have soft X-rays and hard X-rays, and so soft X-rays are going to be more towards the ultraviolet end, so a little bit longer wavelengths, and then you
it's not very bright, baby.
So bright I have to wear shades. 80s reference there. And so, but then you also have like hard X-rays, which more energetic, more towards the gamma rays,
right?
And so, but I don't think that they have defined gamma rays in that kind of way.
Could like dark energy, let's say dark energy, even though we were talking about dark matter, could dark energy, like, we can't see it because we haven't developed the technology to be able to see it?
We don't know what it is. So, yeah. Well, okay. We have detected it. We have detected dark energy.
Well, I guess what I'm just trying to get at is like, okay, we can't see gamma with our eyes. We've developed special instruments to allow us to see gamma. Is there like a wavelength that maybe we don't even know about that we can't see because we don't have a technology to be able to see it, basically?
Well,
or
yeah.
did we know
we're
gamma
limited.
was there?
We are limited.
Like, how did we find gamma?
Actually, that's a good question. I'm not really sure how we discovered. You do need technology to catch up.
Right.
And so I think you're going to need a detector. To be able to measure, and you might actually need to be like really creative in measuring like super gamma ray.
Gamma, can you hear me? Gamma, can you see me?
So gamma rays have very short wavelengths.
Yeah.
And you're getting into. All right, so on the radio side, on the really long wavelength side. You can't, if you have a radio telescope that is 50 feet across, you can't detect with that telescope radio waves that are greater than 50 feet across. wavelengths that are greater than 50 feet.
Okay.
So your detector needs to be able to have a resolution that's smaller than the actual wavelength that you're trying to find. And I don't think the technology is there. I mean, sure, technology is going to get better, and we're going to be able to find even higher resolution stuff for gamma rays. But you're also going to need to be kind of creative. You can be creative and go, okay, I might not be able, because I can't engineer a detector that has a resolution where I can see such a tiny wavelength, but maybe I can see its effects on other things. And it's kind of like what we do with
dark matter and dark energy.
Well, it's kind of but it's also what we do with colliders. And and so we're not, when we say we discovered the Higgs boson,
we're not like saying, hey, there you are.
There isn't a tiny little particle
There's no,
that they point to that say that's a photograph of it. What they've done is they've looked at the bubble chamber, and they have seen the path that the particle took
based on the effects of around it.
Yeah.
And how it affected the particles around it.
Yeah. And so in a bubble chamber, you have this big chamber of fluid.
Is Jake Gyllenhaal in it? That is a very obscure Bubble Boy reference. And I've never seen the movie Bubble Boy.
Okay. So you have this chamber, and the particles collide. And what they do is they shoot through this material, and it creates little bubbles. That's why it's called a bubble chamber. And you're able to actually take a picture of it and see, what happened.
If you were inside of it, would you die?
No.
Or you get real bad cancer?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, you are being shot with a bunch of protons.
I mean, I don't know. It just seems like fun to be inside one.
But what would really fuck you up is the magnetic field. I mean, you got a really strong magnetic field, and I mean, it would rip that thing out of my heart in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, less than a heartbeat.
Yeah, and so I'm sure that they have to take all kind of precautions at CERN. Yes, you can't be wearing your wedding rings and things like that. I mean, it's big old Magneto right there, little X-Men reference, but yeah, and so. But what physics are you? I mean, you're talking really, really high energy, energetic events. When looking at really hard gamma rays, and that's just an invented word right there.
Hard gamma.
Hard gamma. Yeah. Taken from hard X-rays.
Hard gamma.
And I don't think you necessarily need that technology to kind of understand. I don't think you're going to get any kind of new events that magically show up that we don't already know about. If that makes sense. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit.
I don't know. For new physics, I feel like we need new technology to even get new physics, because all of the new discoveries that we've had are reliant upon us making that technology to discover that stuff. Somebody thinks of it and goes, hey, I think there's this thing, and then you have to figure out the technology to be able to basically prove it.
Yeah.
And
that is true. That is true. So if you have string theory. And whatever they want to call it now.
Hypothesis.
Yeah, because it's not really a theory, but and whatever the latest and greatest version of it is currently is, and so, but string theory is what kind of people think of, which is the theory of everything. The problem with string theory right now is that string theory, its predictions, really do require high energy physics. That CERN and just really everywhere else just does not have the capabilities to reproduce.
What would we need? Do we need a bigger CERN or a smaller CERN?
A bigger CERN will give you more energy.
Could we make a planetary CERN? Can we turn the entire planet into a CERN?
Like we do with radio telescopes and stuff?
Yeah.
You could if you
had the money
and dedicated yourself to it.
If everybody around the world could work together. for science.
Yeah, and so what makes it difficult for CERN, and really and truly for anybody, is
certainly
okay. Is
this is all I'm here for.
You've done better.
Certainly, it's
a planet CERN. All right, is that you need the magnets to be able to.
We don't know how those work.
Oh, yeah, God did it. You need the magnets to be able to turn the beam of protons as they circle. So you need circle the loop. And so these big, huge magnets take a lot of electricity and take a lot of energy. And
if only we could garner a lot of energy from somewhere naturally that's giving off just
like a really big bright light.
Like something that's just continuously giving off just tons of energy continuously, day or night.
Day or night. I love that. Day or night.
I'm just always somewhere that's relatively, we don't have to go to it.
Yeah, but the problem is it's not dead dinosaurs.
Something.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could probably put. You probably could make it work. You could have it orbit the Earth. You could harness the sun. Yep. And so you could maybe have the sun.
Yeah.
And it's never cloudy in space, and so, but it's also a lot of raw materials to get up there to create this track.
No, I mean use solar power for batteries.
No, I got you.
Okay.
But it's still a lot of raw material. You still need to take get a tube up there and construct that tube.
No, but in the Earth. But we use the solar power to power it. But it's in the Earth underground,
so
like
it's on
CERN.
Earth.
But we're using, in Europe they have, I forget what country it is, they have solar panels in, the sidewalks in the streets or something.
Yes, the Netherlands.
That collect
on the road.
Why, we could have solar panels embedded in everything to power everything. Every single thing, including this imaginary planet-wide CERN, basically.
Yeah, you could do it.
A planetary particle collider, the PPC.
Yeah, but you could do it. You could easily. I think we could easily do it. The problem is you don't have anybody who wants to.
Well, I know we don't have.
It's going to cross.
We don't have
the political will.
The political.
You have people who don't want the results to be. There is a whole group of people that do not that claim to want science, but don't want the science really to be revealed. Because
solar highway.
Yeah. So. Because it's going to impact their religious beliefs. And so, new physics is going to come from CERN at this point.
Are you certain?
Yeah, because it's the only large collider that we have. And the U.S. back in the 1990s saw the price tag for the super collider down in Texas. And decided they didn't want to do it.
Right.
And now they've lost out. And so we really messed up in the 90s. In the super collider down in Texas, that's when big science died. So in the U.S.
In the U.S., I was going to say.
And so what we had was what is it? Up in Fermilab, up in Chicago, just to the west of Chicago. Been there, great place, amazing place.
Don't Liz me, Brandon.
And that was the extent of the high energy physics that we had. Them and the Stanford Linear Accelerator in California, Bay Area.
Oh, they have one at Stanford? I did a gymnastics competition there once.
Yeah, and so Stanford actually has a linear accelerator, but their energies couldn't compete with Fermi, and now Fermi can't compete with CERN. And we're too busy fighting each other, and it's and we lose out. We lose out on the knowledge of the universe, and to be honest, we probably could have had at least a lot more information as to what new physics looks like.
Think of all like those researchers though that would come in to work at, Think of all the people that go from here to work at CERN or do research at CERN.
Yeah, and I mean, and all that money goes to Europe. There's nothing wrong with money being in Europe, but
no, Brandon, no. Now the tune's gonna be in my head. Bye, bye, new science guy.
And so
maybe or something.
I mean, just think. What if we had built the super collider in Texas in the 90s? Just think of what kind of competition that would have set up with CERN.
Yeah, and Texas, bigger, everything's bigger in Texas. They could totally use that for their egos to be like, we got the biggest collider here in Texas. Everything's colliding bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
And Texas.
Yeah, and that competition would have led to, a quicker it would have led to discovering the Higgs boson faster. Mm-hmm. It would have led to the competition to get the data, and to get that data out to the world would have gotten us to new physics probably sooner. We have kind of an idea of what this new physics maybe kind of looks like. The problem is you also
would have been asked for petroleum power.
God, yeah, it would have.
Yeah, they got the oil reserves.
But also, though, you do have to have the human side of this, the creative theorist side of this, where they see things like Einstein did just a little bit differently.
Yeah. You got to have the outside the box accelerator thinkers.
Yeah. And so it really, science is not just, physics is not just theorist. It is theorist and experimentalist, and they both work off of each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, just look at how just a life of society has overall improved just from the advancement of technology and all that stuff. I mean, look at what... I mean, just look at the chairs we're sitting in. I mean, just from, like everybody in the world benefits when we, just from understanding the universe more. Even though you would think that there's no correlation to that, but I mean, look at your cameras on your phones. Because of taking pictures of the universe.
Right.
Like everybody in the world benefits from science.
Exactly.
Life is made better and easier, and for I would say a generalized everybody. Obviously, there's political and all that bullshit, economic and stuff. That's just a people society issue. But that could also improve eventually. I mean, look at the Star Trek universe. If replicators were a thing, you don't need money. Like I'm saying, it's like science benefits all.
Science benefits all.
And it's worth the price tag.
But the thing is science is hard. Oh. But, the thing is most people don't have to do it.
You gotta pull yourself up by your science bootstraps.
But... we have a problem with superstition, and
right. Yeah.
And so,
look, if the Catholic Church can be like, all right, we'll find a way around it, then everybody else can too. You can adjust your beliefs and cherry pick your shit to still have your beliefs. It's been done throughout the centuries.
Yeah, the problem is. And I hate saying this, they vote.
Texas may be bigger, but they have teeny minds.
They vote in bigger numbers than we vote.
I wonder if it's because that, like, people just think, like, us, our type of people think, like, oh, we don't need to vote because it's obvious. Like, like, it's
Maybe.
in the bag. Or, I don't know what the mentality is.
I don't know.
Brandon said the end of the Cold War meant no super collider, but did result in the ISS.
Yeah, and there's an argument against ISS as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do love ISS. I want ISS to be up there, but
Yeah, we should always have the human
here's
presence
my
in
thing.
space.
there is no reason why we can't do both. There's no reason why you can't have ISS and the Super Collider in Texas.
Look at all this free energy behind us. You see this glowing behind us? Look at this free energy. Free energy back here.
Yeah, I mean, really and truly, let's just cut the defense budget by 1%, and okay, let's do it 2%, and let's fund science, and let's fund
Can we do it like 10%?
Social projects.
Can we do it like 50%?
I mean,
it'd still be more than probably everybody else.
Oh yeah, it's like the U.S. military budget is more than the next 10 combined.
Oh my god.
It's way out of whack.
I mean, realistically, all we really need, we really need, and I say need lightly, but all anybody needs is just like one nuke. If everybody had one nuke,
we don't even know.
Balance of power, because one nuke's gonna do a lot of fucked up shit. So we don't need anything else. Everybody have one nuke. They all realize that if one goes off, everybody's is going off, and the world is over. We don't need 10 billion nukes.
No, I have never understood.
Or if everybody gets rid of all of their weapons.
Why don't we do that?
And if nobody has weapons, oh my god, nobody can kill each other. Except by manual means, which is a lot harder to get away with. A lot harder in mass, too. And I don't mean mass in church, but in mass. I mean, you can't do a mass strangulation. It's going to be real hard.
Okay, hold on. I have never understood the concept of...
Oh, bye, Jack. Have a good astronomy day.
All right, see you later, Jack. All right. I have never understood the concept of mutually assured destruction. And so, having...
No, yeah, I agree.
Okay, having the 10 billion nukes that are pointed all over the world, and then even giving a nuke to every other country, just everybody just has one nuke. The thing is somebody's going to fucking use it. It's going to be...
some deranged asshole, North Korea. Russia.
Yeah, I mean, if you only have one nuke, well, let's just shoot it at the capital of our enemy. But I have never understood it.
I think it's a human psychology thing.
It means it's insanity. I mean, to say that we have 1,000 nukes, Russia has 1,500 nukes, and the only thing that's keeping us from killing each other are these nukes. It's basically just that is fucking ass backwards. Get rid of the nukes.
Get rid of the nukes.
And just get rid of them.
Yeah.
And it's... Also,
how do we get rid of them? Can we dispose of nukes safely?
Well, I mean, you have to take them apart so you can pull out all the plutonium.
Can we launch the... Oh, what would it look like if we launched all the nukes to, not the moon, obviously, because we need the moon. What if we launch all the nukes to not Mars, because we're gonna need Mars, like Jupiter, or Venus is pretty much out. Venus has got a lot of volcanoes. We can't live there anyway. So why don't we launch them to Venus and see what? Oh, we could see let's launch all of our nukes to the sun and watch it do absolutely nothing to it.
It actually takes more energy to launch your trash to the sun than it does to just launch it out of the solar system. So, yeah, just launch it to Jupiter and have it impact on Jupiter.
Yeah, I mean, that would be fun. Brandon says, to be fair, MAD assumes people in charge of bombs who value their own survival, not in the hands of every mad person.
Right. No, I get that. But it's still... It seems like an accident waiting to happen.
Look, when Trump was president, and hopefully will never be again... Come on. It can't be. I was a little worried, because I was like, he doesn't have... what's the requirement? Is it just him saying a code and somebody does it? Let me fix my hair. I got something in my hair. Thank you.
But anyway, go ahead.
Or can he just press it? I was like, he's not sane enough and understanding enough of how anything works that I was like, he has the potential to actually launch a nuke. But would the generals actually be like, no, sir?
They could.
No.
They could. And
I would hope the generals have enough sense to be like, yeah, we're not going to listen to this fucking lunatic as president.
Yeah, but,
But then again, they are U.S. military generals. Oh, I see it. What is it?
You got it? I don't know what it is.
I see it. Well, hold on. I gotta look at the screen so I can. Is it app? That wasn't very big. If it was just that thing.
Anyway, yeah. So, I mean, they could. In fact, was it one of our generals? I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. Was like there at the end of the Trump presidency, he was like, everything's got to come through me. And so, I mean, yeah, I think we were pretty close.
Yeah.
Here in the U.S., I think Trump, love him or hate him.
Hate him.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know how I feel, but I think it was the closest that we have ever come to a quote-unquote madman with
unhinged.
A finger on the button of the nukes. Mm-hmm. And it really was, there at the end of his presidency, it really was a question of, is he going to nuke somebody?
So luckily it wasn't here at the end of all things.
But it almost was.
I would like to just briefly go on a little thought experiment. My mom was afraid that Trump would press it. Feel like, right, Mom? I'm with you. Brandon says, launching all nukes to Venus or the sun is how a cosmic horror movie starts. This is a good idea. This is a good pitch. Launching nukes to Venus. Women are from Venus. Fact. Because we're hot and we have a slow simmer. That's practically undetectable. But then you get nuclear radiated women from Venus that come to invade the Earth. It's like zombies in like bikinis. I'm going like 80s. We're going like a 70s Barbarella style
60s sci-fi camp.
Yes, sci-fi camp with it. Yes. Taika Waititi, you can do this.
What was it?
Oh.
What?
My computer gave a OneDrive memories notification. And it was a picture of Winter sleeping.
And then I was like, "Is that going to show up?" No. Yeah. What was that movie where it was like women were like 50 feet tall and something like that. But in bikinis, so you can get the 13-year-olds.
These like hot Venusian zombies, nuclear radiative zombies. Like let's take Toxic Avenger, mixed with zombies mixed with the 60s
Do you want me
Barbarella.
to move you back and forth?
No, I'm in control of it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. No.
All right.
Pitch it.
Yeah, I like this. I like this idea.
Pitch it to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
See what happens. Yeah. So if the president wants to launch a nuke, he needs to physically kill that person to see.
I think that's a good requirement.
To physically kill that person.
Like the president, in order to launch a nuke, the president has to kill the person that has to launch it themselves. So the president needs to know death firsthand before they are required to even launch a nuke.
I think what needs to happen is the
president has to be in the nuke's detonation range before they decide to launch the nuke.
What I think should happen is just get rid of all the nukes, but if Biden wants to fight Putin, so if the U.S. wants to fight Russia, you just put Biden and Putin in a big ring and they fight it out, and whoever wins.
Putin's going to win that. That's not... I mean, Biden is basically...
Yeah, but you know what? You know what ended up happening? We would elect younger presidents, and they would be more progressive, And
like AOC could take Biden.
Oh, AOC could take anybody.
Anybody, yeah.
Can you? I would love to see AOC in a ring with Putin.
God, I wish we could go back to manual hand-to-hand combat between world leaders. So then we would get these like get like UFC fighter president. Like we would only elect presidents with cauliflower ear.
Yeah. Yeah, that really would be the U.S. That's
Teddy Roosevelt would have.
Yeah, I mean that's what it should be.
I mean, he just carries a big stick.
I'm so tired.
Wait, was that Teddy's phrase? Walk tall and carry a big stick.
Yeah.
Walk softly and carry a big stick.
Yeah, and so I'm tired of these rich white fuckers.
All of our U.S. presidents.
I am tired of.
And the majority of our politicians.
Did you miss Obama? I am tired of rich white fuckers.
Well, okay, still rich.
God damn it! I am tired of rich white people that are able to get out of drafts, get out of military service. Not that I ever served, but are really quite comfortable sending young poor people to die in foreign lands. And
you're tired of the majority of the history of the United States of America.
This is the majority of the history of the world, and it's just I don't know.
We had one black president, and then we had to overcorrect out of that. The racists had to overcorrect out of that.
So overcorrected.
It was a bad overcorrection.
It was so overcorrected, and
I'm the big book in this town, Lincoln.
And you ask like independents why they couldn't vote for Hillary, and it was because we don't like Hillary. Why don't you like Hillary?
Who gives a shit? It's not about if you like her or not. It's who can lead a country well.
But
who has the resume and experience and the balls, figuratively, to lead the goddamn country? Because there's no one with bigger balls than Hillary Rodham Clinton, other than Ruth Bader motherfucking Ginsburg.
Right, but you never let me finish.
Okay.
And then you ask them why.
You can blame this.
Okay, you ask them why they don't like Hillary.
Because she's.
They could never give an answer.
Right.
Or what it was just like I just don't like her.
Yeah.
And I have a very specific conversation in my mind with somebody who I'm not going to mention their name here, but it was we just don't like her. There's no reason why.
No basis, just because
And you just want to go, well, it's because she's got a vagina. That's why you don't like her. But but
women are too emotional. They're run by their emotions. They can't be logical.
And they just bleed from wherever. Quote
they just
unquote.
bleed from wherever. From wherever.
You just bleed from wherever. Yeah, exactly. It's because they didn't want to say that she was a woman.
Yeah. Also, Hillary Clinton ain't bleeding from wherever anymore.
No, she's not. Yeah.
Nullification at that point.
Yeah, and then Nikki Haley's running. Nikki Haley's not going to win. The Republican Party's still not. They're not going to go for a woman yet.
I don't understand why Republican women are so batshit dumb. Not even crazy, just dumb. Like, is it a play? Is it a game? Is it like that's how they can get a foot into power? Is by playing this really...
okay, you're talking about like
the Marjorie Taylors, the Nikki Haley, like these people, not Pelosi, Palin, the Palins.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't think they're dumb. I think they're fucking brilliant.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is not brilliant. She's dumb. No,
but they know
they're smart
how
about,
to play the system.
They're smart about this game, and they're seeing the trends in this kind of over-the-top radicalized rhetoric.
Okay, they're brilliant. They're brilliant with the game. And there's a reason why Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's not liked in her district, still won her district. She knows how to play the game. And they know what
Yeah, we'll wrap up this rabbit.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you later, Brandon. Have fun down under. Get a Vegemite sandwich or whatever it is that they say in Men at Work songs.
Weege in those projectors. Weege them in. I don't know what you're doing, but...
No, but they know how to do it.
Crazy people aren't dumb. They're just bad shit.
She knows what she's doing. The lady from Colorado, who's like third in charge of the Republican Party, at least in the House, Boebert knows exactly what the hell she's doing. Trump knows what he's doing. They know the message that's going to resonate with the dumb people that vote.
I don't know if Trump actually knows what he's doing. I think it makes it.
But all right. Bigger point is that they know what resonates with the dumb people that vote.
Okay, here's what I'd like to get. Okay, so some progressive liberal woman. Okay, I want you to pull a Kirsten Sinema, and I want you to reverse it. I want you to pretend to be one of these crazy batshit Republicans. But then, once you get elected and you get your foot into where you have enough power, you fucking flip it and bring out your true progressivism and just blow their fucking minds.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I liked Sinema at start.
Yeah, but then she turned into just a shit person.
Sinema she had an opportunity. Sinema is LGBTQ, in particular B. And so... she had a real opportunity.
And she betrayed.
Everybody. She did. She's
a bi-trail.
And now she's kind of fucking it up for Arizona in that she's going to run as an independent. And what the Democrats in Arizona need to do is not run somebody against her.
We're too far gone for this independent third party, fourth party bullshit. We're too far gone with two parties to make a third party.
Your mom's cussing. I love it.
Oh wow, they know how to play those incest assholes.
No, I mean it's. I agree, Katie. I mean it's a hard thing because representation matters, and so we do need to see. We do need to see more bees in the House, but
LGBTQ+ aren't exempt from being just douchebag Republicans.
No, and Sinema's basically a Republican now. But yeah, I mean, as a bee, yeah, look, I mean it's hard because I did like her. I voted for her.
Look, at the end of the day,
oh my God, you're gonna.
Jesus, that's why this is the hangover.
I made it to specifications. I didn't add extra alcohol to it.
At the end of the day, we need everybody to get over their bullshit. And look, we all live in the same country. We all live in this one community. We need to pay our fair share and have all of that go to the advancement of society and humankind.
And science does that.
And that is what science does. Okay, not the military. All right.
Yeah, our advancements are all through science.
The military hasn't advanced anything.
No. Okay,
it's scientific advancements have all advanced our way of life throughout the ages. And there is, you can see, studying history, you can see that, you can see how, like, as groups of people came together to then become a larger society, that you get these technological, I say loosely because, technology now has, a very zero and ones, computers, connotation to it.
Right.
But you get, the further advancement of technology to suit the larger civilization and so forth and so on. Like if we have this society operating today before, GMOs, case in point, everybody, oh God, GMOs, we don't want anything genetically modified, but we wouldn't be able to feed the majority of, and we still have obviously food shortages and food issues throughout the world, but we would not be able to survive without genetically modified food. Without GMOs,
pretty much,
we couldn't survive. We need them. So it is the scientific advancement that we need to grow and to prosper and to survive.
And these GMOs are not unhealthy. It's not like they're...
No. So it's a lack of... I don't know, we get in our own way. And I hope that eventually we get out of our own asses and we get out of our own way to really see the world as astronauts see it.
Get out of our own asses,
Get out of our... because astronauts, they'll tell you all the time.
Yeah.
We go up into space, and regardless of what country they're from, what religion they have, because astronauts are not all atheists, there are religious astronauts. I'd say most of them are probably religious, I'd say, just based on statistics of religion. But they will all go, they all say, we go out there and we don't see the borders. We don't see these divides that we impose upon ourselves. They're fictitious divisions that we have as the human species.
And, race is fictitious as well.
If we could all just see the world as astronauts see it, and put our resources into science and understanding our universe, it's not just learning, it's not just, it's not just educational, it's really about technological advancement and the betterment of society and humanity.
Right. All nice thoughts, but we knew
it. We are all surrounded by assholes. Sad to say this, but we are not representing the majority of society, both sides of the ocean, though. And no, I agree that the small percentage of people that are in power and in charge throughout the world are not representative of the larger populace of humanity, because you can I would say, even in, like, say, the deep south, where you think deep south in America and you think racism. You think white racists.
It's not far from the truth.
But there are people that, in the South that aren't racist, that are, they work with their neighbors, and I think that there are a larger amount of people that are tolerant and open-minded and are supportive of transgender, of LGBTQ, of different races and ethnicities and religions, but it's so focused in on to this minor percentage of people who have the voice, that have that power of being on the TV or being in charge. And it's not, in our democratic representative government is here in America, at least, is not really representative at all of the population.
I have to say that okay, first of all, when I say this, I don't mean bloody revolution. I do not mean that at all. But I think the world needs a revolution, and we need people to stand up, and we need them to say, this is not right. And we need them when you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a bully, say something. You need for somebody to bully her back. People
that are on her side, that are on her...
Look, I think...
her demographic.
Here in the United States, I think progressives need to kick sand in her face and just beat
we need to get a little dirty.
Progressives need to be shitty.
The high road.
I think the high road. I love.
Only goes so far until it dead ends.
I love Michelle Obama. I want her to be president one day.
Oh, she'd be a great president. Oh my God.
I love Michelle Obama, but when she says, "When they go low, we go high," I think now we need, for some of these bullies, we need to go low.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that maybe it's just you set aside a group of progressives, say the punks, because we would do this amazingly well.
Except for Sid Vicious. I'm sorry, Johnny Rotten.
Yeah, so when Marjorie Taylor Greene says something, we fucking hit her. And sure, Michelle Obama can do her high road stuff, But you have a group of punks that hit these people, and we're bullies to them. We need a progressive revolution, not only in the United States, but in the entire world. We need to stand up. The problem is that progressives don't stand up.
No.
We don't, because
we have big marches.
We have big marches.
And knit pussy hats.
And, the thing, but in our core, though, we don't want this division. We don't want the fights. We don't want war happening.
We're very anti-conflict.
We're very anti-conflict.
That's how I am.
And so
I'm very non-confrontational.
This really goes against our nature. But if we can get like the punks involved, then
like Pussy Riot in
Pussy Riot.
Russia.
We need more Pussy Riot.
I would say, and this is pure opinion, not based on any fact or any real knowledge of Russia. But I would say that probably the majority of Russian citizens aren't assholes or bigoted or care about gay people. And don't, are nice people.
But the problem is we don't stand up. We don't stand up. In this world, we need more Pussy Riot.
We need more Pussy Riot.
We need more Pussy Riot.
For those of you that don't know, Pussy Riot is an all-female punk rock group from Russia, and they're wanted in Russia. At least the lead singer is like a. They've been jailed.
They wear these masks, and they ended up getting. They showed up at an Orthodox Russian church and was basically singing a song about Putin and got arrested and stuff like that.
Putin is poo-poo.
But it is a very revolutionary, punk rock progressive thing, and
everybody needs to start dumping tea in the harbor.
Yeah, I mean, basically, let's twist his sister it. We're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to take it.
We're not going to take it.
And
we're not going to take it. Anymore.
When your only concern is whether or not somebody who is just being true to themselves
goes to the bathroom somewhere.
If your only concern is where they go to the bathroom,
where they take a shit,
or where they play sports.
Oh God, who cares?
Then
my God.
Your priorities are fucked. I mean, your priorities are in the wrong place. If
you're a woman and you're concerned about a trans athlete competing against you, I don't know, go to the weight room more. Fucking, who gives a shit?
But the thing is,
it doesn't matter.
It's not like the NCAA here in the U.S. or the Olympics is like, okay, you say that you are trans, we're going to let you play.
There are no non-trans males pretending to be women that are trying to compete on the women's side just so they can win and beat women.
Yeah.
That is not happening.
But you know what the Olympics do? Is they, all right, give us some blood. We're going to see what your testosterone levels are.
Yeah.
And if it's in a certain level, certain range, okay, you can compete against the women because it's the testosterone that gets the advantage.
People who are trans that are competing in, they're trying to biologically match what they should be. They're trying to get their biologics to match mentally what they were born as. So they're going to be on testosterone inhibitors. They're going to be on estrogen or whatever, It's not like you're going to have, Dave Lumberjack coming in with his beard going, I'm a girl. I'm going to compete. But it's not. That's not how it works.
I'm going to be honest here. All you really right-wing Republicans, all you really right-wing conservative people, enjoy your moment because it's not going to last. Because to turn a phrase on you fucking racist motherfucking Nazis, we will replace you. The progressives, we will replace you. You and all your little Charlottesville marches.
That's what they're scared of.
We will replace you. And
it's not like you won't get to exist as a person.
No, but you are not allowed to the world that I hope that my children are going to create, the grandchildren are going to create, a couple of generations down the line are going to create, will be a world where this shit is not tolerated. There is no reason that if you... Oh, fuck them. Just fuck them all.
Look, I would say, just if we look at the trends, everything throughout history, I mean, things do. It's just a slow process. It's like the universe itself. Everything takes a long time to happen. Our solar system's been around for 4.5 billion years. Look where we're at now. And it's just things are incrementally, very slowly moving along in a positive direction. We haven't gone back to, like, South Africa hasn't gone back to apartheid. We haven't gone back to slavery. We haven't, there's economic slavery. There's all this bullshit still. But I'm saying you can see that there is a trend through progressiveness. Jesus, if this is an actual person that existed, which is highly unlikely and is more allegorical, but progressive individual,
radically progressive
individual, radically progressive for the time and what they were spouting. And all to get back to the roots of Judaism, by the way.
Jesus never said anything about gay people. Absolutely said nothing.
That was Leviticus, apparently, whoever Leviticus was.
Yeah, but it was also so that's the New Testament, Old Testament. But you also have, like, in the Gospels, there is nothing about gay people. It is only like your Pauls and your Peters and the shit they wrote.
Johns.
Well, no. I'm talking about...
I don't know. I was listing white guy names.
Well, no, you have... What is it? Paul, Luke... Matthew, and John. Those are the four Gospels.
I said John's.
And so Paul, Mark... but there were others in the books after... those four Gospels that start talking about, like, gay people and shit. But Jesus never said anything about it. But, and
there were, because look at the Greeks. Also, some of that is probably a little rapey, but
look at
all-time memorial. It's not like it's not like it's just a trend, a TikTok trend that's popped up. It's not like cooking chicken in Benadryl or some shit. It's this is throughout interspecies throughout time.
Yeah.
Is a homosexual and transgender, there are species that switch sexes. They switch physically biological sexes.
What's the country? There's a country in Uganda. It's Uganda. Uganda. You have, like, a bunch of scientists that have written a letter to the president of Uganda, encouraging them to not sign a bill that will... I mean, they already have, like, draconian homosexuality laws, but this would... That's
offensive to dragons.
This would, execute gay people. And basically, this president of Uganda was like, science community, show me proof that, gay people isn't unnatural.
Okay.
And so they did. So there was some scientists that did.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
All right.
But, they're probably still going to sign the law. In all of June, it should just be gay Cosmos with Cosmos.
Okay. All right. You heard it here first on Cosmos with Cosmos, The Hangover. All of June is gay Cosmos with Cosmos.
No, but seriously, so I need to reach out to... I would need to reach out to get permission to do this, but if you're in the Bay Area Cal Academy has, in June, they have a show called Stargaze.
Yeah, well, you're at the mecca of Pride at Cal Academy in San Francisco, so...
And
Pride Mecca.
It is spelled Stargayze.
Yeah.
So Stargaze. And basically, the thing is like it talks about all the gay stories.
Look, in June, our 2 episodes that we have, because since they're every other week, will be gay related.
All right. Well, definitely High in the Sky.
Which means they'll all be real happy. We're gonna have some happy episodes. Happy episodes. Anyway,
no, we have to get permission for that.
Closing thoughts on this episode of The Hangover, so we can wrap this up, because we started out strong with science for once, actually, in The Hangover, and then devolved pretty quick. It started with nukes. I think I did it with nukes, and then we went from nukes into just a slippery slope rabbit hole that ended in LGBTQ plus.
But rights. You know that, like, I'm gonna go down that. I'm gonna jump down that. With both feet.
Yeah, you're just going to fall like Alice into that hole.
We're doing this!
You're going to eat the first biscuit you see. And regardless of what it says on it, what tag.
Yeah. So, no, I think that, what was our original? Oh, it was High in the Sky.
What was our original topic? The night sky.
And
astronomy news.
No, I think...
Which we went into a lot of new physics. So we went some physics route. I don't know what I'm reaching for over here. Oh, I'll just, while we're closing it out, I'll finish off. Yeah, I shouldn't.
I was going to take your glass.
I shouldn't, but my dad's going to barbecue ribs today. So,
Katie,
you got like 3 hours to get down here for some ribs.
He was putting the rub on, and I'm so excited and can't wait. No, look, I think that science is the future.
Yes.
And
it's always been the future.
It always has been the future. It is what is going to progress humanity.
I mean, we don't make butter by hand anymore, by churning. And science has made it so we could just go to the grocery store and get butter.
And I think that science is our future. We do get in our way, and somehow we need to find a way to...
We're so far up our own asses.
We are so far up our own asses.
Deep.
And
so many Republicans stimulating their own prostates.
Tofu and rice. Oh my god, that actually sounds really good.
That's pretty good. Not as good as ribs, though, Katie. Yeah. 3 hours. Come on, you can make it. A pop po in the car.
Is it 3 hours? Are they 3 hours or 4?
3.5.
Well, you know what? We'll hold them.
All right.
But I think not only is science the future, though, but we also need to really embrace John Lennon's Imagine song and view the world that the astronauts view how they view the world, and forget about country lines on a map because they're really fucking arbitrary. Mm-hmm. Forget about the color of somebody's skin. Mm-hmm. Forget about...
It's just melanin. It's just melanin, people.
Yeah, forget about, if somebody feels like they are, born in the wrong body, who are you to, say that they aren't?
Mm-hmm. You're not them.
And just let people love whoever they want to love. Because I really want a day where nobody has to say, I am bisexual, or... Yeah,
it shouldn't matter.
Or, you know what? We're human. That's what we are. I'm not a man. I have said this for years. I don't say it a lot. But I'm not American. I'm human. Mm-hmm. I am from
planet Earth,
a third planet from a star.
Even that, you're universal. You're a universal being because you're made by stars that exploded a long time ago, far, far away.
Yeah.
From a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that I hate this country. I just... Oh, shit. I don't have a drink. All right, well, I'm going to drink water.
Okay.
Cheers.
Smarter choice is what he's drinking.
Well, it's because I'm out. Oh, but I can make more.
Look, can I close it out?
Yes,
Can I close it out right now? I would just like to say...
Bob doesn't have a vote.
Rainbows are science.
Rainbows all the way down.
Rainbows all the way down. And on that note, follow us on all the things at Drinking Cosmos on Twitter, Cosmos to Cosmos everywhere else. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode of The Hangover. We will be back live on
Next
Sunday,
week.
April 30th with how we measure shit in space, basically.
Yeah, how we measure the universe.
How we measure the universe.
Enjoying the revolution.
And that episode will be up on all the podcasts and things that following Saturday. We will be off on Sunday, May 7th. And then we will be back again. But again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time here on Cosmos is Cosmos.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
We love you. Cheers. Why my app close again?
Yes, but Katie and the Rainbow.
Yay.
Cheers. Bye.
Okay, goodbye now. Goodbye now.